no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what is going on? If you want to get your questions featured on the show, you got to join us during our Tuesday live show, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. All right, will Kolton Miller and Mo Hurst play? This one's from Raider Nation for life or die. Well, I personally think that both Kolton Miller and Mo Hurst are going to be able to play in this one. Now, I'm going to try to trust my gut. I'm going to have my fingers crossed. They were able to practice and participate on Monday. Or I shouldn't say practice. They were able to get a workout in on Monday. That's probably the easier way to say it. Now, obviously, if there's an update, we'll try to keep you updated on that. But I'm hoping that Mo Hurst plays. I'm hoping Kolton Miller play. Yes, I understand that they've missed the past 2 weeks. But I'm also hoping it's just simply because they've been resting up for this Chiefs game. All right, y'all, continue to use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to get featured on the show. I would definitely appreciate it. Carlos Ramirez, from the games left, how many are we winning? I'll say from a guaranteed, you got Week 12 against the Falcons, that'll be a win. Week 13 against the Jets, that'll be a win. 14 against the Colts will be tough. Week 15, that should be a win against the Chargers. Week 16 is against the Dolphins. I'm hoping that's a win. And then Week 17 is against the Broncos. I'll say the Raiders are guaranteed to win 4 more games, putting you at 10-6. We'll see. All right, next one's coming in from Eric. What up, man? Sorry for your loss, brother. Papa Renz. If the Raiders sweep the Chiefs, do you think we take the division? Oh, man. The issue is going to be, are the Chiefs going to lose another game then? Because, honestly, their schedule's not too difficult. Now, obviously, I'll say if you finish with the same record, then sure. But you know what? I'm going to be confident here, and I'm going to say if the Raiders, as I almost rip out my headset, if the Raiders end up sweeping the Chiefs, I'm going to get ballsy. I'm going to say, yeah, they're going to end up winning the AFC West. Now, if you are a ballsy Raider fan and you're always looking for that latest news and rumors and live shows, subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. We're getting close to 64,000 subs, and this is the most watched Raiders channel on YouTube for a reason, because we're interactive, and I know a lot of people love what we do, but I want more people to join the show. So subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. And then if you are new to the show, turn on those notifications. I don't want you to miss any videos. Click the bell. It's right underneath the video, and then click all. Once you do that, you're not going to miss anything. If you want to be an overachiever and basically get the Raiders Report video sent right to your phone, go to your settings on your iPhone or Android or BlackBerry, Motorola, Razr, wherever, and then click settings and then click enable all on those notifications. All right, let's go to, this is either Most High 13 or Most Thigh 13. Will defense show up like they did last week? I'm hoping, obviously, the Broncos and the Chiefs are a lot different, right? Patrick Mahomes and Drew Lock are not the same quarterback. Breaking news, I know. But I do know that the Chiefs, they're going to come out, they're going to be motivated. Also, Andy Reid's 18-3 coming off a bye. They want to win this game, and I'm not saying the Raiders don't. But even if the Raiders play as well on defense as they did past week, it's going to be a lot different score. So speaking of that, here are your Week 11 odds. Chiefs 7-point favorites on the road in Las Vegas on Sunday Night Football. The over-under in this one, 56.5 points. If you're like, Mitch, the Raiders are going to win again, they're going to swift the Chiefs, get out your broom. How about this? Get out your phone if you're already on it. Awesome. If you're on your desktop as well, go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Once you go there, you put in my promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. I want you guys to bet on the Raiders. I want you to bet on the Raiders to cover the spread. If you want to bet on other NFL games, you can do that. But you got to go to this link here, chatsports.com/Raiders, and you wait, okay. And you got to use this promo code here. It helps me out a lot. And how about this? I know sometimes people get worried about putting their money on a site that they've never done it before, or I don't know, people get worried about betting sites. BetUS is great. We picked them for a reason. But how about this? Not only are we going to give you the $125 for free to bet with, I'm also going to cover your bet up to $50. So if you want to bet on the Raiders to cover the -7 spread, do it. And I will cover your bet up to $50. All you got to do, email me, okay? Raiders@chatsports.com for details. So, and it's also new BetUS customers only. I got to throw that out there. Dylan's yelling in my ear. How about this also? We're going to keep the mojo going. If you bet on the Raiders last week, so this is for returning BetUS customers, you had so much fun last week and the week before, because guess what? You won money because the Raiders covered the spread. I'm going to cover your bet again, up to $25. Bottom line is this. I want you to bet on the team. Betting on football makes it more fun. I do it every weekend, and I don't want you guys to miss the opportunity. So if you have any questions, if you want to talk Raiders football with me, and if you're just confident that the Raiders are going to cover the bet, go ahead. Email me, raiders@chatsports.com for the details. Sean John, what kind of sweatpants you got? Optimistic side. Kansas City loads the box expecting the run. Carr unloads for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. Am I crazy? I mean, 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, I wouldn't be against it. I know the last time that they played, I believe he was like 22 of 31. I want to say 347 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick off the top of my head. I mean, there's no doubt that he's having his best season. But for me, I do want the Raiders to stay aggressive and hit those home run balls, 40-plus yard plays, but also run the football. Have those long, sustaining drives that keeps Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. But hey, Derek, if you want to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, I'm definitely not going to be upset about it. Oh, Brian, you get me every week, but I'm going to go for it. Got the C word, not in the mood for scrambled messages. Wow. Okay, well, Brian, rest up, man. Drink some vitamin C. I had the flu last week. It wasn't COVID, but hopefully you, Cleveland Furl, LaMarcus Joyner, you guys are going to be ready to rock and roll for Sunday. Let's go to Cooper. Are you a Heat fan? Make sure you guys are watching our NBA draft coverage. That's going to be on Wednesday on our Chat Sports channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Do you think that the Raiders will take over the division? Fingers crossed. Chiefs are 8-1. Raiders are 6-3. Even if the Raiders win this next week, they're still in second place. So just keep that in mind. But, man, I sure hope so. Let's go to the next question coming in from Oakland, born and raised. What is the latest on Alec Ingold? Appreciate the question. So the latest on Alec Ingold is he's going to continue to rest up. He has the 2 broken ribs. I know some people were like, Mitch, did he play last week? He did. He played in 12 snaps versus Denver, and if that sounds like not a lot of snaps, it was about 17% on offense. He's been around like the 10 to 30% mark in terms of snaps. This was a football game, though, where they didn't use him a lot. They want to be able to rest him up, and I think, again, it is for this game going up against Kansas City. They're going to try to be physical, and I know he wants to get out there and play because he is one of the most fun fullbacks to watch in the National Football League. So, Alec, rest up. We really need you this week. Next question coming in here on the Las Vegas Raiders Report. Make sure you're using hashtag Raiders or Super Chat. Blaine Craig, what is the word on Incognito? Well, I can't tell you because he's incognito. No, honestly, there's just no update on him yet. And I think the fact that there hasn't been an update and there really hasn't been one since the Raiders placed him on IR, it's not a good sign. So he has missed, this is what, like 4 or 5 straight games with an Achilles injury. He doesn't have a torn Achilles, but the fact that he's having any Achilles pain whatsoever, it definitely makes me nervous. But unfortunately, y'all, I don't have an update for Incognito at this current time. King Higgins, who is the biggest player that needs to step up on defense other than Crosby for a Raiders W? Well, if you don't have Cleveland Furl, I'll say Arden Key definitely needs to step up. David Irving needs to step up. If Mo Hurst isn't able to go, same with those guys on the defensive line. Nicholas Morrow needs to have an outstanding game again because it doesn't look like Corey Littleton's going to be able to play. We'll see whether or not Joyner's able to go. If Nevin Lawson can have as good of a game as he had this past week in the nickel, that would be great. But I also need to see a lot more out of Trayvon Mullen. Trayvon Mullen had, I think, his worst game of the 2020 season this past week against the Broncos. And if he plays the way that he did against Denver, he plays that way against Kansas City, they're going to eat him up. They're going to torch him, and I don't want to see that happen. Pete Goff, what should be the offensive game plan going into Sunday considering our running game is putting work in? For me, I think you obviously got to be able to hit those home run balls. One of the players that was able to hit a home run ball twice was Henry Ruggs. And how about this? How many receiving yards for Henry Ruggs versus the Chiefs this upcoming weekend? I definitely think you need to pound the rock also with Josh Jacobs, Devontae Booker. Really try to keep those guys on the sideline. But for me, this Raiders offense is like so close to being top 5. They're so close to being elite. And I think the only time that we've seen them be an elite offense was in Week 5 against the Chiefs when Henry Ruggs had those 2 catches for 118 yards. Like, it's so frustrating because you can see the talent. It's there. But I do think it's a little bit of a lack of communication with Ruggs, and I think it's a little bit of lack of chemistry with him and Carr. So for me, for the Raiders to take that next step, you got to hit some home run balls, you pound the rock, and then once in a while, you got to be able to connect on a deep one, whether if it's Ruggs, Aguilar, Hunter Renfrow, whoever. But I am really, really hoping we start seeing the Henry Ruggs that the Raiders went out and drafted, because I never got to watch Cliff Branch, but I would tell you what, that's what I want to see. Ruggs, turn in the Cliff Branch, please. Got a super chat coming in from Henry and Margaret TV. What is your thoughts on the upcoming Raiders game? How about this? Predict the score. Raiders versus Chiefs, and if you're watching this on Saturday, go check out my Raiders preview on the channel. I put it up. I'm going to be putting it up on Wednesday. So let me know. Score predictions. Raiders up against the Chiefs. The last time I checked, Chiefs were 7-point favorites. The over-under in this game was 56.5 points. If you want to go ahead and bet on the game, all you got to do, go to chatsports.com/Raiders and then use that promo code Raiders125 for 125% deposit bonus.